Johnny says to me that if I had made my way out of the forest and he was lost in the forest, I would be the perfect person to help him.
I soon realised what it was we could be doing here, and it's really been coming together fantastically. I come from a world of substance misuse, lack of trust, abuse, and change was quite a drawn-out process. You know, I've been in recovery for just over 1,000 days today, and my life's changed dramatically. That's what this program really does. You know, it's possible to change. It's possible to use your lived experience for good. You know, I've made so many mistakes on my journey. It's mad to think that somehow those mistakes have now been, I can now use those to help other people and try not to make the same mistakes, you know. The volunteer program is for lived experience. It's for people that have been limited due to their exposure to substances, substance misuse, mental health, or involvement with the criminal justice system. I tick all three of those boxes, you know, in an unbelievable way. My experience has proven to me, has proven valuable in this role. I get the opportunity to support men, women of all ages, all experiences, to try and bridge the gap, you know, in regards to lived experience and employment. Because this period in the middle is a very grey period. You know, it's not an easy transition into that, and that's what my program focuses on that grey area. The program itself shows people that it is possible to put this behind you. That it could, if you work on yourself, be an opportunity to use that lived experience for good. I really needed to look at it as in that I need to change, like I need to change. And that's scary when you don't know how to do that, you know. And it involves looking at yourself. It involves taking responsibility, which is why the volunteer program is one of the three core points is responsibility. The core points of the program are honesty, because if you can't be honest, what are you doing? Responsibility, because it's a vital part of change, and humility, recognizing that, you know, maybe we don't know best and that we need to lean on other people at times, you know.
By the time I got here, I was a year clean. Before that, my life was shot to bits. I was in bits, my life was in bits, and I was going down a dark path, and something had to change. Johnny said he could help me, and he did. And when I came down to Start360, Johnny told me a wee bit more about the services Start360 offered, and I thought that would be a good experience for myself. And doing so, you know, doing the courses and stuff here, I'm learning a bit more about myself, I'm learning about other people, I'm learning how to support other people using my previous experience. On a Friday we do topics which we learn about how to become a support worker. On a Thursday I'm here to do a youth work course, and you know, before coming here I didn't think these opportunities would have been available. I would say to people, where's your old behaviours getting you? You know, it's time to try something new. If you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always got. And if nothing changes, nothing changes.
So my life before I came to Start360 was unmanageable. You know, it was like Groundhog Day, stuck in repeat in a vicious circle day in, day out. You know, it was like constantly in survival mode. And my life just spiraled out of control, you know, with losing family members and friends and getting arrested and stuff like that there, you know. It was like a continuous pattern, you know, that all came with it. It wasn't a nice way to be living when I'm looking back. Like, I don't know how I survived so long in that mode, but because I was in survival mode, you know, it was the only thing I knew how to do was as long as I get to bed tonight, I'll be okay tomorrow, do you know what I mean? That's the way I used to look at it. For me, at the start, walking into Start360 in the beginning, it was a wee bit like, obviously I was nervous, you know, it was all new to me. I felt like a wee bit of an imposter because I hadn't done anything like that in a while, you know. But whenever I actually entered, I felt like I was in the right place because everyone was very welcoming towards me, you know. People were stopping to actually get to know you on your first day, you know, sir. And for me, that was all oblivious because no one really wanted to know me, you know, but obviously I turned around. I've made it a bit harder than it should have been for me, you know, because sometimes when things are going well for me, I'll self-sabotage myself, you know. Sometimes I'm frightened of success as much as failure, do you know what I mean? So, but from I've came here, you know, I've learned an awful lot about myself. The topics that Johnny does with us each and every week, every Friday, are very beneficial, and I didn't realise how beneficial they were to me until I've realised I've been using them on my everyday life now, you know. To be honest with you as well, like now, whenever it took me a wee bit longer to get my badge than most people because obviously the self-sabotage I put in, tendencies I tend to have, and I actually tried to ring Johnny and make Johnny aware that, Johnny, I'm sorry I've let you down, I've missed too much of these classes, I'm just not going to come back. And he gave me the best advice ever. He says, we're going to go back over them topics. He says, you're not getting away that easy. Guest service is really good for most people, you know, and even if it's just, I think they put a lot of good stuff in place for me, you know, and it's like my life's done a 360 from I've came here, you know. But I know I'm on the right path from I've started this, you know, so I'm excited about my future, which is a big thing for me, you know. But I do try and keep it in the day as well, because that's what I'm taught in my other programme, not a go-to, to keep it in the day. But having that wee glimmer of hope towards my future, I'm excited about that, you know.
My role is to oversee a broad range of services which support people through challenge and change, and one of the services that I'm particularly proud of is our volunteer services. People come through the doors feeling lost or disconnected, and you know, it's often a volunteer who helps them and can support them to take the first step. Because they've been there, they get it. That kind of peer support is very, very powerful. It builds trust quickly, and that is the tool which often opens the door to real and creating lasting change. I believe in this service because I've seen what it does, not just for the people who access it and access the support, but for the volunteers themselves. They grow, they heal, and they become leaders in their own right. It's mutual, it's really meaningful, and it's one of the most human things we can do. I'm committed to making sure our volunteer service continues to grow with the right training, the right support, and receives the recognition it deserves. Because when we invest in volunteers, we're investing in the community-led change, and that's exactly what Northern Ireland needs more of.